那个是，但是你们这边很像。
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining in. So, my name is Chelsea Gal. I'm the Customer Success Manager from Access Orange. And today we are having our webinar. The title is Maximizing Microsoft Copilot SME Grants for Your Business. So, a few of housekeeping rules. Please keep your microphone muted during the presentation. And today's agenda would be me giving you a brief intro about the SME grants and eligibility and etc. And then followed by Mr. Nero Wang, Customer Success Manager from Access Orange. He's a Copilot guru. He will be demonstrating the functionality of Copilot, and also there will be a QA session. So please keep your microphone muted, and please leave your questions in the chat room, and we will answer them one by one during the QA in order to keep a better time management control. So maybe I'll share my screen to share with you a few items of the um, the SME grant. Could you guys see my screen? Yes? Okay. Great. So my part is I'm in charge with the my name is Chelsea Gal, and my part is I'm the one who's coordinating with all the SME grant project. So if you have any questions, you can give me some you can message me or email me like later afterwards. So here you can see like most of you are from Singaporean SMEs. So the Singaporean government is now launching this grant, and this is for coordinated by Microsoft Enterprise Singapore and also along with AI Singapore. Can hear? Could everybody hear me? Oh, can. Okay. Thank you, Nero. Nice. All right. So for the grant, the sign-up period is until November this year. So there's only 6 months window. So if you want to apply for this grant, it is first come first served. And the grant is supporting 50% of the Copilot license costs. I will be covering like how much does it cost and the detail of the invoices later. And the program is actually aiming for the SMEs to help you understand the AI skills and help you equip with the AI tools to utilize it in your daily work. And for your information, the eligibility for the SME grant, you have to be like complying with the one on the right. Like you have to be at least 30% of local equity held by Singaporean, etc. And the SME criteria is your group annual sales turnover is not exceeding 100 million Sing dollar, or your company size is under 200 workers, and you will be submitting 3 criteria like the signed invoice and also your aircraft SCRA for your business profile, and also the EDG declaration forms to state that you are eligible for this grant. And for this grant, how much does the Copilot how much does it cost for the Copilot if you are eligible for the grant? The Copilot is the listed price universally is $30 per month per user. Per user means like one email account For example, I'm Chelsea. I'm working at Access Orange, and I'm equipping with Copilot, and my annual price for the Copilot supposedly would be $30 times 12 months. That is $360 per year. That is the original price if you are using Copilot. And bear in mind, you have to your enterprise have to own the M365 license in order to use Copilot, because Copilot is embedded with M365. So you have to own the M365 already for the enterprise or business level or business basic above to use Copilot. And Copilot, the functionality will be covered by Nero later. And I'm here to give you more info about the grant and how much does it cost for your company if you purchase Copilot. The special grant for Copilot is the original price, like I mentioned, it is $360 per year. It's equivalent to 486 Sing dollar per year. So the government is offering subsidy for 50%. So it is 243 for one user per year. And you have to buy for the whole year license. And it is not bundled with, it is not come along with your M365. So it is an add-on to your current M365 license. So say you're purchasing it today. Today is July 18th, and it is activated by like you got your Copilot license activate today, and you can have it until July 18th, 2025. That is the time period for the Copilot for your usage. And you can see the example of the invoice down below. So your invoice will be looking like this. For one quantity means one email account, and the Singaporean grant policy is to offer an SME up to 50 licenses per SME, meaning no matter how many employees you are having at your company, but it is up to 200. So only 50 licenses can be covered by the grant. So you can see the quantity can convert it into 50 and times the price. So each one of the email user costs 286 per year. The Sing dollar would be like this, the Copilot, if you are applying Copilot for it. And us, Access Orange, we are one of the 6 qualified resellers to working with the Singaporean government to help Microsoft promote Copilot. And our Copilot services includes Copilot onboarding services and also the training and also the readiness assessment. So in case you're wondering if your company may be not ready for applying AI tool like Copilot, you can ask us after the meeting. We can run through the readiness assessment and tell you like what kind of environment or what sort of data should be ready for you to apply Copilot. We have run this webinar and run this program for a while, so we got lots of feedback from the local SMEs. Some of them are very, very small, like they have maybe 2 or 3 steps, and they are not certain like how to utilize it. So the Copilot is applying for it needs data to generate results. So maybe you can ask me afterwards if you are still having concerns of how to utilize in it. So like I mentioned, we offer the Copilot onboarding services and also along with the training. The onboarding services duration is up to 15 working days, and it is like going through your M365 setup and all the documentations and so on. But just to bear in mind, Copilot is a ready-to-use tool, and your data is your data. So Microsoft is not using your data on training their AI tool or on training the Copilot. So you don't have to worry about some leaking or the privacy issue. So this is a guarantee from Microsoft. You don't have to worry about that. And also we have the training, like just in case you are not utilizing the Copilot or not, find it not useful. So for me, from my end, my part is to help you utilize Copilot and actually finding it useful. So I just covered like the cost of the Copilot, and I will leave it to Nero to explain more about the functionality to help you find it more useful on your end. So back to you, Nero.
All right, thank you, Chelsea. And let me show my screen. Hello, this is Nero. Thank you for joining this webinar today. For this webinar, we are going to explore the cutting edge of Microsoft 365 Copilot and how it can transform the way you generally work. Imagine having a digital assistant that not only understands your needs, but also anticipate them, integrating seamlessly with your Microsoft 365 applications you use every day. That's the power of Copilot. And it's not just about connecting ChatGPT with M365, but also it's about leveraging the large language models with your data in the Microsoft Graph to turn your words into most powerful productivity tool. So today I will dive into how Copilot for M365 can save your time, increase your efficiency, and help you focus on what truly matters. Whether it's drafting email, creating presentation, or analyzing data, Copilot is here to elevate your work experience. So there will be a Q&A section as mentioned by Chelsea, and you may raise your question before the end of the section. So all right, let's get started. Before move on to talk about what is Copilot and how Copilot can help in different applications, let me share some of the background in how it comes up with Copilot. So it's relating to ChatGPT actually. ChatGPT, I believe most of you here should have heard about, and some of you may already using it. It's like a chatbot that you provide some instruction and it come up with some results, some response according to your instruction. And actually, Copilot is similar. It just embed the ChatGPT function and the mechanism into Microsoft the system to generate different response for the free version. So you can actually use the free version from the Bing Chat, the website, that it helps you to generate a different response based on your instruction as well. And for Copilot is for the business version in M365, it actually combined with the large language model, we call it LLMS, with your data in your Microsoft Graph, including your calendar, the email, your chat data, your documents, some meeting and more, and the M365 apps to turn your works into most powerful productivity tool on the planet. So the major difference between both free version of Copilot and Copilot in 365 is the former one is only limited to the work contents. However, Copilot in M365 is deeply integrated with Microsoft apps and services. It can help you to leverage your company data and the Microsoft Graph to provide more personalized and work-centered assistance. With Copilot in M365, you can now work with your company data through Copilot in OneDrive and SharePoint, accessing work-related documents to do something more efficiently and also productively. So I will show you some more demo in the coming slide. But with Copilot M365, we can input our instruction to a different tool in Microsoft 365 applications, including application like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and our Microsoft Teams, and even more. Some research also show that when we use Copilot in M365, it helps us to improve our work efficiency significantly in different areas, like meeting, follow-up, email responses, and some content generation as well. And I personally have been using Copilot for like 2 months, and I think it's very effective to save me like 1 to 2 hours per day, which accumulated like 10 hours per week to do a lot of different tasks. And I will show you one by one for each function and features in different applications. All right, let me bring you some background and some show you some key features for Copilot in each application. All right, for Copilot in Works, actually what you can do is you can key in your instruction and to ask Copilot to generate something from the internet, or even you can reference from your existing already created document in your company to come up with some new document. Like you can reference from your sales pitch or maybe some presentation in for your internal company, that you can come up with another brand new presentation deck or another speech for from Word version. And I will show you one by one later. So Copilot in Excel, the basic function is actually can help you to digest the data from your worksheets, and it can help you to analyze, come up with some insight, or maybe you can ask Copilot to generate some formula to input to your Excel sheets to come up with a better or structured data sheet for your presentation or internal discussion. All right. For Copilot in PowerPoint, the idea is also simple. In the past, what we need to do a presentation, we need to search different content from our internet, right? Or maybe just copy and paste from our existing documents so that you come up with a nice looking presentation deck. But right now, what you can do with Copilot is that Copilot can help you generate a new presentation deck without any content, without inserting any content. You can just input your instruction correctly according to what you are looking for. And you can also reference from different existing document as shown in the subscript, and they come up with a pretty and also animated presentation deck. And I'll show you as well later. So in Outlook, it helps us basically to generate some reply email so that we do not need to type a lot of message to come up with a decent reply email depending on the context of the sender. And it also helps us to bring some recommendation based on our existing draft, maybe to come up with different suggestion on how we can better write our email. And there's also a function that to help us summarize the email, that we don't need to walk through all the lengthy or wordy email. Last but not least, we have Copilot in Teams. I would describe Copilot in Teams as like a personal assistant that we can input some structure instruction, some prompts that ask Copilot to come up with the thing that we are looking for, like the meeting in the coming weeks, the action item in the coming weeks that we need to follow, and or maybe something from our calendar, from our project, from different messages that we can ask Copilot in Teams that to come up with these elements. And I'll show you later one by one. And Teams meeting as well. And we can ask Copilot to just draft some meeting notes, some meeting recap, or action item according to the whole meeting. Copilot is able to analyze different speech from different speaker in the meeting room. And I will show you later as well. All right, let me start showing you some demo from my screen first, and so that you get to know how you can make use of Copilot to utilize its function to help you work efficiently. All right, so here is my screen, and maybe let's start with the Copilot in our Outlook. So I open my Outlook first. So this is my Outlook, my mailbox. And usually what we used to do is to screen through the email, right? So this is the email sent from my client, and I can walk through it and I can reply as well. And the first function I want to introduce for Copilot in Outlook is there is a summarize button on the top right-hand corner. And when you click here, Copilot will help you to understand, to digest the message of this email so that you do not need to always read through all the lengthy content from different emails. Like this one, it generates a summary by Copilot with this message. What it's about is about a complaint about blah, 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 and you can read through all the detailed content there. And it helps you save a lot of time to read all the email content. So this is the first function. The second function I want to show you is you can click reply to this complaint email. So this is my reply page, right? In the past, we used to like type our message here, like dear sir or madam, like I gotta reply this message. But right now, we don't need to type a lot of word. With Copilot, right here on the top navigation bar, I can click here, and there will be two functions. That is Draft with Copilot and Coaching by Copilot. The first function is I can ask Copilot to help me to draft a new reply email rather than draft it by myself. When I click it, I can input my message like how I want the Copilot to help me generate a reply. For example, I wanted to reply to this complaint in a polite way. And this is my instruction, and I can also click adjust to ask Copilot to do it in different tones, like casual tone, formal, direct, or make it like a poem. But I think in business aspect, we used to make it like a casual or maybe formal one. So I make it formal, or I can also change the length. For example, I want to make it short, medium, or a long reply message, so that the recipient will see like I take it very seriously. But right now for demonstration, I just make it short and I then click generate. I will take like a few seconds or maybe like 10 to within 20 seconds, it will draft a pretty decent reply email like this one. Oh, we apologize for the delay in delivery your order, blah, blah, blah. You see, it's very decent and structured and with a different reason to how it can help to reply this email. I can also make some further modification in this area. Click the adjust one. I can make it longer, shorter, more formal, direct, or casual. I can always make it some changes here. And then I can ask to regenerate, or I can just type again my request and I can keep it or discard it. So I keep it this time and I can just need to add to further merge it, edit it like the blah blah blah, and also add my name before the end of the email. So that should be good enough. And for the second function I want you to do is there's a Copilot button right here and the coaching by Copilot function. With this function, what it can do is Copilot can help you generate feedback based on the existing draft you have provided right here. And after a few seconds, Copilot will be able to provide like 3 different areas of comments, like the tone, the sentiment, the clarity of your reply email. It gives you some very structured and concrete ideas on how you can revise your email, right? So we can base on this one to add it to revise my email to make it more suitable to reply to this client. So this is pretty much about the Copilot in Outlook. So the second one I want to introduce is the Copilot in Words. So let me open a new Words document first. So this is the new Word document. When I open it, should be blank, right? Okay. So when you have Copilot license, there will be a Copilot button again in the top navigation bar and also right here. When I click here, and it's again show me the box that I can input my instruction. For this time, for example, I want to prepare my internal discussion about our customer success KPI, like say like KPI. I can ask Copilot like, please generate an internal KPI presentation. And I can just generate, or I can just press / to ask Copilot to reference from some of existing document I have already upload to my OneDrive. Like I have a KPI document created for last month presentation. I can just ask Copilot to reference to this document and then click generate. And we start generate. It depends on how complex of your document or how wordy your document. But usually it takes like few seconds to start generate the content. And as you can see, it's very structured, right? It provides some of the content like the CSAT thing with the score and also different bullet point for you to interpret your current stage of your KPI, right? It will keep generating until you think it's good enough, or it will come up with the conclusion as well. Just give it some second for this. But for this time, I want to just show you the brief function. So I just click stop, and I can always make further modification, like adding something. For example, I wanted to add some reference point or some data to support my speech. I can still add it to type my instruction, or I can also regenerate it. And this time I just keep it. So this should be good enough. And there will be Copilot button here. And what further I can do is I can again to ask Copilot to summarize this content. When you have received some document, you can ask Copilot to do the summary or ask some concise question to describe this content. So this is pretty much in the Copilot in words. And Copilot in PowerPoint, let me open a new PowerPoint to demonstrate the function for you. So this is a new presentation deck, and I open it first, and you will see it's a brand, right? And right here again, it's Copilot button. When I click here, I can ask Copilot to come up with some new presentation about something. And you can see there are like 3 prompts to guide you what you can do with this. And let me click create a presentation about. I can type in my request. Like for this time, I want to show you, maybe I want a Copilot to create a presentation about business presentation for using Microsoft 365. Just simply type in your instruction, and I can just send it out. Or you can just again press slash to reference from your existing document to come up with a similar or to grab the content from your existing document to make it a lot more desirable. But right now, just through the demo, I showed you this in this format, and Copilot will start to search the content from your database and also from the internet to come up with a decent presentation deck. Just give it like few seconds. And usually it come up with a very pretty presentation deck within like within 20 seconds. Again, it depends on how complex of your instruction and also the content. Just give it a few seconds to work on it. So still working on it. Right, still loading. Okay, wow, it's very pretty, right? When I in presentation mode, and you can see, wow, with animation, picture, and also some point about this presentation overview, the benefit of using Microsoft 365, etc. It's very good, right? And even the image is good looking and also looks professional. And if you don't like it, you can again ask Copilot to maybe add another slide, add an image, or you can just ask Copilot to reanimate it. If you don't like the animation, it generates. And reminder that the Copilot is also will generate the speech. So you don't need to type speech by yourself. You can just ask Copilot to do so for you. And it will come up with right here for you to do the speech. Okay, so here is the PowerPoint function in Copilot. All right, let me show you the Excel function. Actually, I have already created my Excel sheet right here called the business expenses budget for investment. I can open it, and here is my Excel sheet. So what I can do with Copilot is, as mentioned, I can ask Copilot to generate some insight or do some formatting based on the data from my current Excel sheet. So again, just click Copilot. And when you use Copilot in Excel, you have to highlight the column that you want Copilot to do the work for you. For this time, I want to ask Copilot to do this column for me, like the marketing costs. Then I can ask Copilot, for example, I want Copilot to highlight those number with negative value. Final numbers, maybe highlight the numbers with negative values. Then Copilot will start to work based on your instruction, and will try to understand my data and looking through the data range from blah blah blah, and right, you can see right here, and I can apply right? It's very clear and easy to use, right? And you can apply the formula to here to highlight all the numbers with negative number. So I think it's very powerful because for me, I am not an Excel professional, that I don't know how to use some complex formula. But with this function, you can always ask Copilot to help you to input the formula to the data. And the second function I want to introduce is the insight function. What you can ask Copilot to do is right here, you can ask Copilot to create formula, edit, to do some sorting or filtering, or you can just simply ask Copilot to come up with some insight. To ask Copilot to analyze this, it will come up that, oh, I can analyze data and show insight to come up with some pivot tables. For example, I can ask Copilot about this prompt, like asking the match for marketing costs, or I can just input like what's the data inside. And it will again digest my message to see if there's anything I can come up with these charts, this table. Okay, so Copilot will then come up with a graph that's saying, oh, it come up with website updates like this column. It's about this one. But for this time, I'm not looking for this, and I can always ask Copilot to see another insight. So that it will come up with another insight again and again, depending on if you are looking for more further or deeper insight that you can always add it to generate. And then I can click add to sheet or add all insight to grid. So it will open a new sheet and place all the chart there. Right, this is good for me to do the presentation, and I can click here and adding some further information like the February data for me to do the presentation to my internal, to my supervisor maybe. So it's very easy to use, and you do not need to spend a lot of time to read through all the data again to come up with the some results or some insight there. Okay, so I will let you imagine how you can better use this function with yourself. All right, the first function, last but not least, I want to also show you that you can make use of Copilot in your Teams. So this is my Microsoft Teams. What I can do with Copilot is I can ask Copilot to grab me some data to like a personal assistant to help me see through what I need to do in the coming weeks, coming months for the meeting or things like that. And I've already created like few prompts for you to for me to demonstrate how powerful it is. Like this one, I can ask Copilot to summarize my email, my team message, and channel message from my last workday, so that it lists out some to show the column for about what I need to follow up and the action item in column. So I just need to copy and paste here. And then it will start to see through my email, my calendar, my Teams message, my channel message to let me know if there's anything I need to follow up, I need to focus on, like the project, like the conversation, and it will show in the graph like this one. So it will even show me the type, the topic, the summarization, and action item, any follow up, and also provide me the link that I can click to go through the details of each item. Right, it's very easy to use, and right, I got a lot of things that happens last week, and I need to follow up a lot of things that it's easy for you to follow all the content rather than just going through different applications like the channel, your mailbox, maybe your Microsoft Loops or your calendar. You don't need to do so again. So it's easy, very easy to use. And I also want to show you another example in your Teams meeting. So right now we are doing a Teams meeting, and what you can do is it can help you to come up with some meeting notes and also some action item regarding to this meeting. What you need to do is just click the Copilot right here if you have the license, and it will briefly show you what you can do. Basically, I can just ask Copilot to recap and I just key in the recap. And Copilot will be able to understand the sharing of each participants and will generate a detailed meeting notes, so that I do not need to ask another admin staff to come up to do the marking, because the first, it is very accurate and Copilot will not miss anything from the meeting. The second, we are person, we make mistake, right? And we sometimes may not really understand all the participants in a single meeting, that the points that they're sharing, and they have some maybe some complex concept they are not really understand, and we will just skip it. So with Copilot, it helped me to just do the summary between in between different meeting or even after the meetings. So it's very useful for me to do, and I can also ask Copilot to list out the action item. It's also able to help me do so. And another prompt I want to show you is I can ask Copilot to also generate a graphs. I think who has different mention, who mentioned what, who says what, etc. And I need to do is just copy and then just place it in this checkbox. But I think this is a quite small one, and I rather will show you in my previous webinar, what is the this one. And so this one I think should be the current one. Let me select one for my demo to you. Okay, should be this one, will be good enough, I think. Okay, what I can do is that even after the meeting, there will be a Copilot Copilot chatbot over here. I can just place my instruction and ask Copilot to help me to come up with a column to mention who has any opinion for certain point of view, and it will show it like this, like the person, duration, the entry, exit, impact, main topic, action item, and also you can add a few more column, like the important points they have mentioned, what's about that, and etc. And also some brief summary. So I think it's a very useful part for you to do your recap in meeting notes. Okay. All right. So let me going back to my presentation that first. And I think this is pretty much for the demo, the function for today's webinar, but I want to show you also how you can make use of Copilot in different scenario. All right. So you can actually make use of Copilot in different department or your different position, different areas like HR, marketing, sales, IT, and finance. And I believe all of the position in these different industries or different department, they have the similar work tasks, which are either time consuming and also repetitive. And with Copilot, it helps you to save a lot of time with all the things, all the repetitive or time consuming tasks. And to be honest, it helped me to save a lot of time that I can focus on something that really need my imagination, my creativity. And I think you can just take reference and just for you to take reference to utilize the Copilot in M365. So just a little recap that you, as mentioned by Chelsea, there should be some discount for you to apply in Singapore. And for the detail, you can just further contact us, and we can provide further guidance and also training according to the Copilot in M365. Okay, so I think this is pretty much about the content of the sharing today. If you have any question, please you can just key in your question in the chat box, or you can just voice out your question right now.
Okay. So I saw the question from Jeremy. So in reply to you, Jeremy, does the 50% grant only covers the first year? Yes, only cover the first year. So it is a first come first serve policy, and you can only apply once. And one SME is capped for 50 licenses, which means 50 email accounts for your staff to utilize the Copilot. The second question for SMEs that already have existing Copilot subscriptions, will we be able to include them in the upcoming grant application? Well, to my knowledge, no, but I will double confirm with Enterprise Singapore and get back to you if there's any changes. And the third one, after grant application, are we still able to add on more emails if more are required? Unfortunately, no. I got this question a lot. It is a first come, first serve, and each company can only apply once. And why is that? Because this is an only 6 months window for the grant application. So it is valid till November 20th, which means we have to submit the application for the Singaporean government to read through all the documents like before the windows closed. And anyways, I just replied it in the chat room. So if you have other questions, feel free. So Yishan Chen, you want to ask any questions? Shannon? All right. Feel free to leave your questions in the chat room. All right. Is it billed monthly or annually? Christopher, it is billed annually. It is like a subscription policy. It's like an annual subscription of the Copilot. So if you purchase it from us, and we are one of the 6 resellers that is approved by Singaporean government, and all the prices are being listed and is clear and public, and you don't have to worry about like you don't have to really compare the price, and we can assure you that our services are very on point, and we will have a designated expert and engineer to guide with you throughout the process. And Sharon asked, does it work with Microsoft 365 Business Basic license? Yes, it worked. Let me reply to you, like, what is the requirement for the M365 Copilot? Like I mentioned and Nero mentioned, Copilot is a functionality. The functionality of Copilot is embedded under M365. So imagine M365 is a house. So it is like being added on the under this subscription. So you should have your company should have at least a Microsoft 365 Business Basic in order to use Copilot. And people may ask like, what if my M365 is going to expire in 2 months? Don't worry, it is not bundled with your current M365 license, which means you can extend your M365 license. And if you purchase Copilot right now, it is valid till next year. It is going to use available for 365 days. So the activation date would matter. Like if it counts started from today, it will be starting count like counting down the days. And Yi Shen Chen asks, can you show again the part on generating charts and
Yes.
Okay, back to you,
Okay,
Nero. Thank
let
you.
me show you the chart. So right here, the chart is actually you can just again just click Copilot and just key in your instruction, and it will be able to come up with certain different insights like this one, and add to another sheet. So is there any question you want to follow with this? I also asked, see that Jeremy has mentioned can the subscription be transferred? So Chelsea, I think it's not transferable, right?
Actually, I been asked, and I think it can, because some of the staffs will leave their current job, and you see the Copilot licenses are being counted by number of emails. So which means the email accounts can be transferred. That means like if the one the staff like leaving the current job, the vacancy could can be switched into others.
Okay, and
Thanks.
Ishan Chen also asked about step-by-step process on that, how to come up with this chart, right? And let me do it again. And again, if you want to use Copilot to come up with some insight, the first thing you need to do is to highlight the area you want Copilot to work for that. And so I highlight this area, and I can just ask to simply come up with insight. Then you begin now to generate the insight for this column. Right, so it's like this one, but for further different chart, what you need to do is just key in your instruction in detail so that you will not randomly generate this chart and results. So for my demo, just do some random trial to let you know we can do certain tasks. Okay. All right, so Sharon also asked, can Copilot record a meeting, provide transcription and summary? Actually,
Yes.
even without Copilot, you can also record your meeting and also provide transcription. But there is no summary so far, and you can record and do the transcription, and you can just walk through the review the meeting recording and also transcription after the meeting. But there will not be any summary without Copilot.
Right, Nero, you're being very honest.
Yes.
Yeah. Any other questions? Just to add, like for me personally, I would use Copilot a lot during email or Teams chat correspondence. I just like type in very little like prompt, and it will come up with very thorough ideas and letters, and it will be better than what I write. So I think it's very effective and save a lot of my time. Nero, what is the best functionality for you when you use Copilot?
Well, I think right now I use Copilot a lot is the email drafting and also the teams in the teams that I ask Copilot to do a lot of tasks for me. And I think for Teams, Copilot in Teams, I can ask Copilot to come up with different content for me to do some documentation. Like I need to maybe do the internal presentation, I can ask Copilot to come up with some structure, content, and also to come up with maybe I ask Copilot to do a blog, and I ask Copilot to give me some idea how I should write it, and also listing out all the upcoming event, upcoming meeting that I need to join, and the summary for that. And I think it's very useful for me to do a lot of tasks.
Right, same for me. When I got back from a long vacation, I can ask Copilot to sum up like all the leads or anything I need to follow up. It will become up like right instant, and it is really fast. And we got a couple of new questions.
All right, can I create automatic replies using Copilot on Teams? Automatic replies. I think you are asking if you can someone send you some message in your Teams and whether you can just set automatic reply message in the Teams. To be honest, you do not need Copilot to set up automatic reply. Simply speaking, you can set the automatic reply message in your Teams setting. And for example, like you are having a holiday, you can just set the automatic reply message there, and so that people, when they are trying to send you message, they will be able to see the message showing on your profile. So I think it's yeah, you do not need Copilot for this function. So what's different between analyze data and Copilot in Excel? Between analyze data and Copilot in Excel. What's the difference between analyze data and Copilot in Excel? I'm not sure about your question. You're asking. So the function for Copilot in Excel is that Copilot can help you to digest the data and also to insert some of the formula on your Excel sheet so that you do not need to do it by yourself. So I think the value is save you a lot of time when you have a bunch of data that you need to read through and come up with results and insight according to the sheets. But right now with Copilot, it can help you to do this task. Chatbot. Okay. How about automatic reply to have a conversation with the other party, like a chatbot? Automatic reply to have a right now there is no such function for Copilot in Teams. And what you can do, maybe I can just further show you the screen. And apart from using this area to do task for you, what you can do is you can ask Copilot to right here to further modify your message, but you cannot ask Copilot to do like a auto reply message. Okay, for example, I say please help me to do the task, and I can ask Copilot to modify it to adjust it to make it like a more professional or rewrite it and this one. And I can also ask Copilot right here to help me do a summary about this conversation. For example, you got a group chat, which is about a certain project following up. You can ask Copilot to do a summary to show you what you need to follow up for yourself, right? Or walk through all the content there. Okay. There is a button for analyze data in seems to be able to do some stuff Copilot can do. And I haven't really used the analyze data for the version that without Copilot, but I think it's quite different. It's different from the function in Copilot. So you can try because to be honest, I'm not a professional for using Excel. So yeah. So you can try out to see if there's any difference for that button. All right, another question from Jeremy asking about does Copilot also summarize the content from the meeting chat or only those contents said verbally? From the meeting chat, summarize. Yes, for the function I just showed that you can ask Copilot to summary the chat message there, and I am not sure about the concept verbally. What does it mean by verbally? Oh, you mean the Teams meeting? Oh, yeah. Yes, Copilot will be able to do a summary for all the verbal conversation. As mentioned, if you use Copilot in Teams meeting, you can start some transcript first. Start show the transcript. Let me show you the screen so that you can get to know what I'm saying. Okay, right here is my Teams meeting. What you need to do is just click open and click the record and transcript button, and there will be a start transcript function. You need to start the transcript function first before using the Copilot function. And as you can see, I have a lot of speech, got a lot of sharing today, and Copilot will be able to digest all the message from different participants. Like
Right.
David, you have to say something, Sharon have say something, and you can just ask Copilot to recap all the meeting notes. And right, you see Chelsea say right,
You can
and
even identify who has been said anything and follow
Right.
up with certain items. Maybe
Right.
Nero can demonstrate the Copilot function to summarize the meeting so far.
Okay, summarize the meeting. Just simply click summarize the meeting, and it should come up with like
what
different
has
bullet
happened
point.
during this meeting so far. It is very fun to see.
Right, and you can see here's a summary for the meeting. Chelsea has do some introduction, and some mention about some offer from Access Orange, and I have demonstrated some features and benefit of Copilot, and like this. And because this meeting there are only two speakers, me and Chelsea, and which is talk a lot and about the offer and the function. So I think it's pretty much cover all the content in
Right.
different bullet point. Yeah.
Yeah. So Nero, we have been like working together on these type of webinars for a long, maybe 5 times already.
Yeah, several times.
I
Yes.
yeah, several times. And for me, from my knowledge, I think Copilot has evolved already. I think it has improved, and it's very overwhelming to me. I think, like Jeremy asked, like for Teams meeting, like all the functionality under Microsoft, no matter Outlook, Teams or PowerPoint, Excel, they can gather that data from your enterprise. It is like a library in your company, and you can access it. And for me, like I don't have to retrieve files, like finding the certain file folder to find certain file. I can just give him prompt. I can ask Copilot, oh, find me Access Orange Acra, and it instantly finding the document. So I find it very amazing. It is for my point of
Right.
view, yeah. And I think it is not stopping from here. Copilot is always like growing and becoming more and more like smarter. So
Right.
it is helping you to like gain your maybe you can you don't have to work to spend too much time on daily like mundane business, and yeah, and
Yeah,
there
and
are
yeah, it's very important that Copilot keep evolves. So, and when you get used to the function, for today's webinar, just show you some features and function, but not cover all the function
right.
that I've shown. So I want you to maybe just explore just some imagination on how you can make better use, how you can utilize the function for Copilot
Yeah.
in your different
Yes.
tasks.
Uh-huh. And for me, like some people ask about getting the subsidy. Actually, on the invoice, like I showed you, it has already been deducted of the grant. So the pressure is on us, on Access Orange. If you apply if you buy Copilot from Access Orange, we we are the one who's asking Singaporean government for the reimbursement instead of you guys. So you just have to submit the ACRA and declaration form, and you just sign out the invoice and pay only 50% of the whole amount, and that's it. And we are the one who's responsible for the successful usage of your Copilot along the way for this upcoming year. So don't worry, and we'll be with you on this whole journey, and we are always learning. Like Nero said, he's not a guru, but to me, he knows a lot. Every time he amazes me with some new functionalities, and we encourage you to learn more with us. And you are welcome to join all the way for the upcoming bi-weekly webinar. Each time we will have some new new functions. It is very exciting. So that's it for today. Thank you, Nero. And
Yeah,
Nero,
yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining. And last but not least, we would like to hear about your feedback. We want to keep making good progress and also some provide some more valuable content to you. So if you have time, please feel free to scan the QR code, or maybe I just type my feedback form on the chat box. Please give us some feedback so that we can keep improving for different content that we will share in the coming future.
right. Keep
Thank you again for
progressing,
joining
keep
this.
evolving. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And this webinar is a recorded webinar, so the playback you can be. I'll be sending you the playback via the YouTube link. So thank you for joining in, and give us some feedback, and feel free to contact us. And we hope you excel with Copilot.
Thank you. And see you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.